In the MTC, you get so used to the spiritual level there and like no TV, no outside sources of anything. And then that morning, within an hour, the next thing you know, you're back in the real world. And it's kind of shocking a little bit. You feel kind of out of place, feel a little different, but that's perfectly normal. You're supposed to feel different because you have a special calling. As you travel, oh, this was one thing maybe pre-mission to think about is don't ever buy luggage with 4 wheels. And the reason why I'm thinking about that now is because I'm thinking about travel. 4-wheel luggage breaks really easy, and if you break it, then you're kind of messed up right at the start of your mission. So 2 wheels is a stronger luggage to take with you. I kind of learned that the hard way. So you get to the airport, you know, if you haven't traveled through airports before, talk to people before you leave about like what it's like to go through an airport. And you know, and when you're on the plane, just have fun and talk to the people around you. Don't worry about teaching the gospel, because that's like the first thing in your mind. You think like, oh, I got to teach someone on the airplane. But what you don't realize is if you just be yourself and have conversations with people, they'll start asking you questions. And then you explain things to them as they ask the questions. And I had some really neat experiences of doing that while flying out to Nashville. And a lot of the other missionaries were like, how did you do that? And I said, just talk to them. Just you know, be a friend. Just ask them about their lives and what they're doing, why they're traveling, and they'll ask you about yours. And so that was really neat. Meeting the mission president for the first time. I had President Hutchings was my first mission president. Very kind, very loving, very fatherly type figure. And that was his nice side. His other side was very serious because his background was all based in business. So when it was time to be serious about missionary work and have a business approach, that was where he was, which was perfectly fine. I learned a lot of great lessons from him in that. And so that evening we had a very nice dinner and we had interviews. And through those interviews and our testimony meeting as a group of the new missionaries arriving, mission president and the assistants took notes. And then based on those notes, we were then sorted to our training companions we would have as we got into the mission field. My first companion, I wish I could have a better relationship with him and talk to him more and help him out. He struggled with some things and came home early off his mission. And so for me, I was kind of thrown into the mission and really didn't have any source of training, didn't really have any guidance as to really what missionary work is about and about being our purpose. And so I really had to dig in and take the personal initiative myself to study extra hard, to read, preach my gospel every single day, learn new pieces, and then try to take those new pieces and incorporate it as I was going in the work. And so if I would have had a better base of understanding of that before I got there, it could have sped up my time as a missionary very quickly. So instead I had to take the slower route to learn things before I was able to progress. The Tennessee-Nashville mission covers the central portion of Tennessee and works a little bit northward. So the state is divided into 3 segments. That's why on the Tennessee flag there's 3 stars. One is for the west portion, which is Memphis. Nashville's the central portion, which was where I was at. And then Knoxville is the east portion of the state. So the Nashville mission covers the central part of the state, and then catches a little bit of Kentucky, and then a small portion of Illinois, and comes back down. For me, I served 2 transfer times in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and then the rest of my time was in the actual state of Tennessee, in the Nashville area.